In the boom of modern agriculture, each harvest is more than just gathering crops. It is a living testament to how far human ingenuity has come from the sweat of our ancestors to the hum of machines that never tire. Each year, more than 2.5 billion tons of food are pulled from the soil of this planet. That's enough to feed every person on Earth, and still leave mountains of grain, fruit, and nuts moving endlessly across conveyor belts. But as technology takes the lead, one question rises above the fields like dust in the sun. Are we still masters of the land, or have we become caretakers of the machine? Let's begin our journey in Washington, the apple capital of the United States. Here, what used to take an army of workers now unfolds with the mechanical precision of an orchestra. And yet behind every shaking tree lies a question of value, not just how much we can harvest, but what we may be losing in the process. In front of you stand Giant's 10-ton shaker machines designed to harvest entire orchards. Their hydraulic arms grip each trunk like steel muscles. A brief tremor, and the tree rains fruit thousands of apples, dropping in seconds. A windrower follows, sweeping the fallen fruit into neat lines. Then an apple pickup harvester rolls in its soft rubber fingers, spinning like mechanical hands, lifting each apple, gently passing it along conveyors through air blowers that whisk away dirt and leaves before dropping the fruit into bins bound for storage. 15 tons of apples every single day. Speed and scale, yes, but at a cost. Many of these apples are bruised, too damaged for fresh sale, destined instead for juice factories. And that raises the first question in our journey: can technology keep pace with nature without crushing its beauty? The answer came not from bigger machines, but from smarter ones. Enter the improved shaker with a built-in catching frame. As the tree quivers, the apples fall not to the ground, but onto a soft fabric cradle stretched beneath the canopy. From there, conveyors deliver each apple directly into padded bins, unbruised, pristine, ready for export. It's a simple innovation, yet it changed an entire industry. Because in the world of fruit, perfection isn't a luxury, it's survival. An apple tree takes 4 to 5 years to yield its first real harvest. Imagine waiting that long only to lose a third of your fruit to bruising. Now, machines like these make sure every piece counts. Right after this, we'll reveal how one invention changed everything for America's apple farmers. Don't miss it, subscribe, and stay with us. And still, engineers wanted more. The next revolution came rolling through the orchards, over-the-row harvesters, equipped with soft rotary brushes that sweep through canopies, nudging fruit off branches and into collection trays without harm. Each pass gathers hundreds of pounds in minutes, a silent ballet of steel and softness. But the true marvel is only just arriving robotic arms guided by artificial intelligence. Their cameras scan every branch, identifying ripe fruit by color, size, and light reflection. Then, with precision only machines can sustain, they extend, twist, and pluck one apple at a time. Gone are the ladders, the long hours, the risk of falling. What once required a dozen men with buckets is now done by a single machine that never sleeps. Across the ocean in the Netherlands and Germany, the story takes a different hue, bright orange. Here, carrots stretch endlessly across the plains, and harvest season turns the fields into a glowing mosaic. The star performer, the Grimme Evo 280 harvester. This machine doesn't just pull carrots from the ground. It cleans them, trims the tops, shakes off the dirt, and even sorts them before they ever leave the field. It runs day and night, replacing hundreds of human laborers. From above, the spectacle is mesmerizing. Thousands of orange roots gliding across conveyors like rivers of color, flowing toward distant trucks. And with that flow, Europe sends millions of tons of carrots to the world. Efficiency perfected yet again. But another question sprouts from the soil. If machines harvest every field, who remains to tend the earth itself? By late summer, as the carrot fields fade, the onion harvest begins a ritual older than any machine. But even tradition has changed. Now windrowers lift bulbs from the earth, laying them gently in long lines to dry under the sun. 10 days of curing hardens the skin, protecting them for storage. Then pickup harvesters sweep through brushes, spinning tines, lifting each bulb air blowers, clearing away dust before the onions fall into bins sorted by size and grade. Nothing wasted, nothing left to chance. Machines don't pause for weather, for fatigue, or for time. They move forward, always forward. But beneath the perfection of these operations lies a force few ever see. It is the power of the plow. Deep below the surface, 60 to 70 centimeters down, giant blades cut through the earth, tearing through layers of compacted soil that roots could never reach. Each pass leaves a furrow of loosened ground, aerated breathing again. In Europe and the United States, deep plows prepare hundreds of hectares for cereals and oilseeds. They are the unsung heroes of the harvest, invisible yet essential. And yet, their strength hides a secret cost. For when you break the earth too deep, you also disturb the fragile ecosystems living within. Microbes die, carbon escapes, and the soil, once full of life, becomes weaker over time. Could it be that the same machines that feed us are also slowly starving the land? The images are striking: drones hovering above cracked fields, lines of dust rising where fertile soil once lay. Farmers call it efficiency. Scientists call it depletion. Every deep plow leaves behind a trail not visible to the naked eye, a slow erosion of life itself. What if the very machines feeding us today are killing tomorrow's soil? The question hits hard. For decades, we've worshipped progress, faster harvests, bigger yields, cleaner fields. But beneath it all, there's a silence we can't ignore. The hum of engines has replaced the rustle of wind through crops. The question remains, how long can we keep racing forward before the earth refuses to follow? The answer may shock you. Stay tuned. The answer didn't come from stopping progress. It came from rethinking it. If brute force was too crude, precision would be the answer. Thus began the age of precision agriculture, a system where every inch of land is measured, monitored, and optimized. Giant seed drills, stretching dozens of meters, glide across the fields with GPS accuracy. From hoppers filled with tons of seed, tiny tubes drop each kernel into perfectly spaced rows, closing the soil gently above it. Every seed, every inch, exactly as planned. Sensors now track soil moisture, temperature, and nutrient levels. Algorithms decide how much water each square meter needs. And farmers sitting miles away watch it all unfold on screens. No more guessing. No more waste. Water usage drops by 40%. Seed loss falls by 30%. Yields rise. Costs fall. And for the first time in history, the farmer and the scientist speak the same language: data. Still, critics argue that this reliance on algorithms strips farming of its soul. Technology destroyed the earth, they say. But look closer. Precision farming doesn't destroy, it preserves. It lets the soil rest where it must, waters only where it's dry, feeds only what's hungry. It gives nature breathing space within efficiency. Progress at last begins to listen. But every solution brings a new question. If machines can decide when to sow and when to reap, what else might they decide? How much control do we surrender when we let the algorithm think for us? One engineer now in his 70s remembers it differently. When I started, he says, we fixed tractors with wrenches. Now I fix them with software. He smiles not with regret, but with pride. Because for him, machines didn't replace the farmer. They saved him. What took 10 men and endless days now takes one operator and a laptop. The labor remains, it's just changed shape. In California, AI-driven irrigation systems scan pistachio orchards for moisture levels, adjusting water pressure in real time. In Arizona, autonomous harvesters pluck lettuce with surgical precision. In Iowa, drones plant seeds one by one, guided by GPS and soil maps. It's a partnership, human intelligence shaping mechanical strength. And behind every display screen, there's still a farmer who cares deeply about the land. In a world chasing efficiency, the human story still matters. Because the farmer who once prayed for rain now prays for balance, that machines serve humanity, not replace it. From the old plow horse to the self-driving tractor, progress is not an enemy. It's a legacy. On the global scale, for the nation, technology secures America's dominance in global food supply. For regions, it bridges deserts and plains, turning dust into life. For the world, it promises abundance if we can use it wisely. But every promise ends with a choice. How far will we let the machine decide for us? The next frontier isn't strength, it's consciousness. Artificial intelligence already learns from soil data, weather models, and plant behavior. Farm management systems can now decide when to water, when to harvest, when to let a field rest. Soon, the earth may manage itself, guided not by hands, but by code. When that day comes, we'll face a new kind of responsibility. Because if the earth can feed itself through machines, where does humanity fit in? The answer doesn't lie in rejecting technology, but in guiding it, remembering that every algorithm, every engine, every acre still belongs to us. So as the sun sets over endless fields, listen closely. The land hums with life, part metal, part miracle. And somewhere in that rhythm lies our story. Because no matter how powerful the machines become, the future of farming, of life itself, still depends on human choice. If you believe progress must still serve people, subscribe and stay with us. Because the earth may change, but humanity must never yield.